Now, let's look at Joe Biden's domestic agenda, the big infrastructure plan, Infrastructure Plus. How's it looking at the moment? Is he getting it back on track?
Well, Kieran, the last week or so, we've been very much focused on what's been happening domestically. This is the single biggest moment for Biden's presidency, whether his own party can unite around this agenda. This plan requires all Democrats. They've got no margin for error in the Senate, as we know. But what we're seeing is that this is exposing the fault lines in that broad Democratic coalition that ranges from the progressive caucus on the left all the way through to moderates. And it's about the price tag, Kieran. The moderates are saying there's no way they're going to settle for, you ready for this number, $1.5 trillion, that the number they want to see is closer to the original number that was talked about at $3.5 trillion. This is a test of Biden and Pelosi's political management skills. If this goes down, what will the Biden presidency have been about domestically? The stakes are that high for Biden. Does he become essentially a lame duck less than 12 months in to his presidency, or can the Democrats take something to the midterm elections they can point to a success that they've implemented some of these long-standing elements of the Democratic platform, infrastructure, but also big investments in what they're calling human infrastructure, support for families, support for single mums trying to get back into the labour force. It's an incredibly expansive program, and I can't emphasise enough, Kieran, how much political capital. This is a moment that the Biden presidency pivots on.
Well, particularly in the context of Joe Biden, the veteran on Capitol Hill, being touted as the person that could reach across the aisle to bring people with him. But this is the real world test of that, isn't it?
Now, this is more about keeping your own numbers intact, right? And they're short two critical votes in the Senate, Kieran. Manchin and Seneca from Arizona, Manchin from West Virginia, who doesn't want to have to vote for the tax raises that have been proposed as helping to offset some of the monumental cost of these initiatives. West Virginia, he's a Democratic senator, but West Virginia, Trump beats Biden there 60-40 or better, right? So it's a big ask to ask a senator representing that state to get on board with the program. And Biden, and a very experienced operator from the Senate, spent decades there. He knows, right, at the end of the day, we've got to do what that guy wants. And if that guy can't vote for $3 trillion, what can he vote for? And it's about that art of the deal now, not across the aisle, but keeping that there's no margin for error. They've got to get those last two Democratic senators on board.
And finally, Simon, the Supreme Court also about to take a case from Mississippi, another test of the court's commitment to Roe.
Yeah, well, this is, we talk about the legacy of Donald Trump here, and a 6-3 conservative liberal Supreme Court that is now feeling emboldened. A number of Catholic conservatives now on the court, willing to take a look at some of these cases, challenging or seeking to challenge at least some of the protections to abortion rights thought to be guaranteed by Roe v. Wade. Now, there was a case from Texas came up that they ruled on just a couple of weeks ago. They're going to hear argument on a case from Mississippi. Just another element on the domestic agenda, Kieran, that we might not be paying as much attention to here as we're focused on U.S. foreign policy and AUKUS, but it is certainly a distraction for the Biden administration, and it speaks to this delicate political management task you've got. The left is outraged by what's happening to the court. The left wants their program through Congress. Biden's trying to keep that coalition together and manage those domestic issues and buy himself some oxygen, pretending to things that are in Australia's national interest, and that is, of course, Indo-Pacific strategy, what's happening with Taiwan, where we began the conversation.
Indeed. Very interesting time and inflection point in that presidency. Simon Jackman, thank you for your insights, as always.
Thanks, Kieran.